You are now tuned in to Metamorphosis. The power to change. Your source for inspiration, motivation, transformation, and change. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going down. Thank you for tuning in to The Power to Change. It's your boy. It's me, yours truly, Dave the DJ, and we have a very special show today. We've got the amazing, the incomparable, the showstopper, Mr. TGIM himself, Mr. Stay Ready, E.T., the hip-hop preacher, Dr. Eric Thomas in the building. What's going on?
I owe you a lot of money after all of those. I've never been called such a thing. Yeah. I'm going to have to send you a check and have you intro me for every gig, even church. I think I might use you for church first.
Come on. Amen. Amen. We can make it happen. And of course, we have my homie, my main man, Mr. Do It All, Karl Phillips. What's going on, Karl?
What's happening? Hey, I never heard the Dave the DJ. I like that. We're going to have to rock with that. Dave the DJ.
Man, you already know. Yeah, you know what, man? I dropped the whole DJ name a long time ago. It's just Dave the DJ. There's no other DJs but Dave the DJ.
There it is.
Man,
simplified.
That's it, man. That's it. Well, fellas, I'm super excited to have you guys here today. I'm kind of geeked up though. I'll be honest with you. I'm not the kind of guy that usually like is affected by stardom and fanfare. You know, as a DJ, I've seen a lot of famous people in my day, my short days here on this earth so far. But I've got to say, man, I kind of turned into like a little teenage girl and start getting real giddy in your presence, man, because you have impacted my life in such a huge way. And I wish my wife was here because she'll tell you. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, man. I'm really excited about that. But you know what? For the one or two people on this planet that don't know who you are, give us the ET spill in like less than 60 seconds. Who is Eric Thomas?
I tell people all the time when they say that, man, just a dude who, you know what I'm saying, I struggled, man. I struggled in every area of my life, you know, but bounced back, you know, and just said, you know, at the end of the day, I don't want my life to end with these particular failures or these particular setbacks. You know, I still want to be successful. I still want to, you know what I'm saying, be a person of impact and influence. So, you know, high school dropout, homeless, you know, the whole nine, bro. But I bounced back. And I think that's what people need to know, that nothing is permanent but change. You know, nothing is permanent but change.
Come on. That's what we're talking about today, change too. I heard you say the other day, you know, there's two reasons why folks change. They're either changed because they're broken or their minds are opened. I think we're the two reasons.
There's no other. Yeah, I'm saying that's it. Like people just don't. I just don't think people just randomly change. You know what I'm saying? We have to do something in a certain way and not get results. And then when we don't get results, say, because I think the challenge with it is, and I look at my life and I try my hardest to, you know, do professional development daily. But I think the challenge is when it's something that you do, you married to it. You know, like you feel is right because you doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it must be right. You doing it. But I've come to realize that I shouldn't measure my success based on how I feel about a thing that I'm doing, but by the real results. Like, what are the results? I may love studying late at night. I may love drinking and smoking and partying. You know, but if I'm failing academically, if I'm an athlete and I'm not putting up points or I'm not productive as an athlete, something's wrong. You know, so for me, people normally change because I'm in a catastrophic experience. Something dramatic has to happen, or for real, you get this aha moment. You've been reading or studying and your mind is expanded and you're like, ooh, okay, I like that. You know, but just randomly, you know, by osmosis, it doesn't happen. You're not just watching TV one day and you wake up and say, you know what, I could do better in this area. It usually doesn't happen like that.
Right. Yeah, I think back on all the times where I've experienced some life changes And I know one, and I'm sure you could probably relate to this because I've heard you share this a number of times. Right before my wife and I got married, she actually left me. She was like, I'm not doing this no more. I didn't have a job. I didn't have nothing going for myself. And literally less than 24 hours, I tell you, I was gainfully employed. I went out and found a job. I found something. I was like, look, you not finna leave me. So you're right, man. Those big moments in life will definitely push you. Yeah. So
the pushing part would be easy. It's the breaking part that it's the breaking and then pushing the little bitty pieces of the brokenness to the side. Yeah,
absolutely, man. Well, we had a great time in LA just this past weekend, and it's so cool because I get the opportunity to work that and be a part of it. But like Karl mentioned earlier, I'm always like a fly on the wall, soaking up all that knowledge and everything that you guys are dropping. Tell me a little bit about how that got started. Like what caused you guys to be like, hey, you know what, we need to do this conference, and then pulling in all the other components, you know, like Jeremy and Inky and Willie and Jers. Like y'all are like the kings of comedy of motivational speaking, man. Y'all are.
Well, if you ask, I thought you was asking Karl, because if you asked me, it was CJ.
I was the same answer for both of us. Yeah. CJ said it. This the way it should go down. And from that point on, that's the way it went down.
We jumped on board, you know what I'm saying? And
like
we had never done anything with multiple people before. That was the first time, you know. So for me, I always know if C's doing it, it's a method to his madness, and I just need to, observe, pay attention to what's going on, and then fulfill my role. And so it was different because I was used to taking the bulk of the responsibilities. Now you got Inky first, then you got Jeremy, then you got Jersey, and I'm coming on. That's a long wait. That's like a prize fight. And there's 3 other fights before your fight, and you don't fight till 12:15 a.m. You know what I'm saying, in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So that was different for me. But I think, man, that last one, that last one, I felt like it was a culmination of CJ's thoughts and CJ's, dream. It's like everything came together. And then it was ironic that he wasn't there.
Right.
I was like, wow, he's not even here. But yeah, his dream still became a reality. So I have to be honest and tell you, it was the 3 of us, and we never talked about bringing in a team. But I know so many people with so many different personalities and, learning styles, whatever. I think they get so much more out of it because it's not just E.T. You got 3 other individuals. Plus, while Willie Moore Jr. may not necessarily be a main speaker, a highlight speaker, he's still dropping bombs.
Oh, man, yeah.
Between the MCing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you better pay attention. Because he is definitely dropping them. Dropping
bombs.
But Karl, man, it's so cool, that you said that, because in the short period that I've been able to kind of get to know Karl and work with him, is there anything you don't do, man? Like, seriously. Because
you don't cook.
I was just going to say the exact thing. I don't do a whole lot of cooking. Not that I can't. I just decided that wasn't a role that I'm going to fulfill no more. But yeah, cooking is one I'll put in that category. No, man, just being real. I am, and we've done this assessment, man, and we can't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Call it the animal assessment.
Animal boy.
Oh, yeah.
And it just kind of, in a nutshell, breaks down, like, 4 personality types in a nutshell. Like, everybody's one of these personality types and how they communicate, what things work for them, that kind of stuff. And for me, I'm the chameleon. And if you know anything about a chameleon, the actual animal, like, you adjust to your surroundings, you adapt. Mm-hmm. So, and literally that's how I came into the company. Like, my first question to E was like, yo, what do you need? And the answer at that time was, man, we need video. Like, we going all over doing schools, that kind of stuff. But it's, it's powerful content. But once you leave the room, that's it. Like, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Unless these people in the room do something with it. It was just a great hour that we spent with the kids or, with the college or whatever. So I literally was like, okay, like, I get it. Like, this is too powerful to leave here. Let me just go learn some video editing, learn how to use the camera. And literally, that's the story of my life.
Wow.
I mean, just whatever need was there. Like, if I could fulfill it. And I got this weird philosophy of, if somebody else could get it done, I think I'm smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I might not be able to perfect it as well as you can, but I can do it at a level that's good enough that, that's acceptable. But I'm not going to shy away from it because you're human, I'm human. If you can get it done, I can get it done. If you can figure it out, I can figure it out. I just need to put the time into it. So
Absolutely,
just with that, man, we just kind of put that energy into it, and whatever we could get done, it's done.
Get it done. Get it done. Oh. Nah, man, I trust me, man. I totally feel you. I mean, my father-in-law is a pastor, and so we have a small church out here in Houston, and y'all know how it is at the small churches. You could go from youth pastor to worship leader to sound tech to usher all in one Sunday. All in one Sunday.
To preacher. Yeah, to preacher.
Oh, yeah. I done been there, too. It's been plenty of days where my father-in-law would be like, hey, Dave, I'm not going to be in town this weekend. And, step up to the plate and have to preach a sermon real quick. So that all goes back to staying.
I didn't know you had the preaching in you, Dave. We're going to have to drop me a sermon, man.
Hey, come on. We can go there, man. That was one of my first degrees that I never finished in Christianity. But yeah, man, I've learned so many lessons growing up in church, man, on how to just, jump right in, see a need, feel a need, and just staying ready, man. So, man, there was something I wanted to ask at the conference that I didn't get a chance to because, we was running around messing with all the mics. Plus, I didn't necessarily pay for the VIP session. I was just working, so I didn't feel.
You in the room.
You know what I'm saying? So
you got all privileges and rights.
Hey, but just I'm gonna throw that out there though. I did do the first show in Houston for free, and y'all was talking about that on the when y'all were on the panel, and I was just like, yo, that's. And I know y'all weren't referring to me, but that ideology of like, hey, I just wanted to be around you guys. I wanted to be in the environment. Like I told you before, man, I was a fan. And so I was like, look, I got this gift. I have this tool. Can I help? And so Karl and I linked up. Toby connected me. Shout out to my boy Tobe. And then next thing you know, boom, we're in D.C. We're in L.A. But anyway, the one thing I wanted to ask you, because you are like, 3 a.m., Mr. 3 a.m., wake up, sleep is for suckers, never going to sleep. Do you ever get burnt out?
Not burnt out. No, I wouldn't say burnt out. There are times when
yeah.
We choose to take off from the end of middle November, like Thanksgiving, to the New Year.
Yeah.
So that's enough time for me to recharge. But
wow,
burnt out, I wouldn't say burnt out. Like, I'm not doing as much as people think. I'm fortunate enough to have a team, so it's not what people think. Like, I'm only really responsible for speaking primarily. And then there's some other things I have to do, in terms of, I would consider myself to be, when it comes to relationships, I would say I'm probably the glue. There are other people on the team who probably could be great leaders if they chose to. But for the most part, my responsibility is the development. And when I say development, I'm not always talking about, we're reading books and getting training. Sometimes it's going on a trip. You know what I'm saying? And,
absolutely.
Spending 3 or 4 days in LA or in New York and shopping and chilling. But like, there's certain people on the squad that if they're not responsible for, like, let's stay in a city for 3 or 4 extra days. Let's go out to eat. Let's hang out. So when I say development, I'm talking professional, but also, social development as well. So between those two things, speaking and just making sure everybody is growing in whatever area, like we may counsel each other in marriage. We may have some parent discussions, like what you think I should do, what you think I should do at this age. So those are probably my major responsibilities. I come up with a couple ideas here and there, but that's something that C prides himself in, you know what I'm saying? So there's not a lot of space to be creative, you know what I'm saying? But there are pockets here and there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but what I'm hearing, man, balance, right? Or prioritize. Man, I wish I would have had that thing. My wife and I, we celebrated 10 years just a few weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations.
And I wish I would have had that info early on, because a lot of the arguments that we encountered was either because I
No
was out
question.
there grinding too hard,
Yeah.
and, I'm thinking that's what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
And you are. You are. But love it on them simultaneously.
Exactly. And so there was that lack, and then of course, we got 4 kids. No, we got 4 kids. Excuse me. When you have more than 3, it's no longer 4. It's 4. We got 4 kids.
Yeah, that's foul.
And so she was like, "Hey, if you don't get your stuff together, that same attitude when I was gonna leave you with before we got married, I might just leave you again."
Oh yeah, don't go nowhere.
No, but that was another thing I was thinking about too, because I heard it consistently across the panel, is that there came a fork in the, not necessarily a fork in the road, but there came a realization for you. I heard it from Willie. I heard it from Inky. I even think I heard it from Jeremy about y'all were grinding. And this is what I love about you guys too, about it's not just like the work, but y'all include your families and your wives. That's why I'm so attracted to you guys too, because my family is everything. But I heard that message of, if I don't make some changes, I could potentially lose my family, and I have to put my family first. And so tell me a little bit more about that, because
Hey, it's scary that after 20-something years,
yeah.
that's still a reality, that I could lose my family.
Where were we? I think it was in Australia. The dude said he was married for 20-something years, and he's no longer married. I'm like, I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah,
it's
man.
like you get that far in the game, and you can still just leave all that, but it's real.
It's compromise, man. It's definitely compromise. And I just think, even, Didi and I were talking the other day, and it's like, it's almost a situation where whatever you are, like if you're good, there's this desire to get better. Even though you might necessarily say it, or you might not have it on a board anywhere, but it's like, not that we get bored as humans,
man, but
once we get to a certain level, like, we want more, bro. Like, some kind of way we were created, for more. So you see, we got watches now. We don't, my mom and I were like saying the other day, it's like, yo, these kids don't even, what is it called? Like an analog clock? Like, they not even like, what is that? They, what I'm saying? They don't even know how to tell.
My daughter's homework was on that the other day, man, and I'm sitting here having to show her the big hand and the little hand, and she think she called me old. I was like, I'm 31. Like, hold up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So you talk Roman numerals, like, 15 after. It's like, what is that? Handwriting, so I think it's the same in marriage. It's in business, it's in everywhere. Marriage is not excluded, but in parenting, bro, I'm looking at like, I'm a grown man. My kid is grown. I thought I was through with parenting. Like, I wasn't going to have to parent no more. It's like, okay, I can clock out, but
18 and done.
But I'm just thinking for real, cruise control after that. But nothing, what did I say earlier? It's permanent but change, man.
Wow.
Nothing is permanent but change. And so in a relationship, my wife is like, okay, well, if we reach the 10, then we need to go to 11. We need to go to 12. We need to go to 13. So yeah, it's but I'll be honest with you, I don't see it as bad.
Right.
I like the challenge. Like, I'm up for the challenge. It's like, hey, if we're fussing, I can at least say now we only fuss once every month and a half. I remember we fussing every day. You know what I'm saying? So to me, if it take 3 months for us to get into an argument, or 4 months, before, or half a year before a big blowout, I'm like, yo, I remember the blowouts was coming, like the trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was regular, So yeah, man, I just think, we got to get better. Think about it. We are getting better, like literally. You're getting better as a DJ. You're getting better as a pastor with each opportunity. You're getting better, in your health. Like, for real, as you get older, you get better. So why should marriage be 10 years in the past? Why should marriage be stuck 5 years in the past? Marriage should grow just like the iPhone, the iPhone 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah, upgrade.
Yeah.
I got an update coming. I'm gonna tell my wife that next time I see her. I got an update.
Be careful.
I was gonna say, make sure you live up to that now.
Yeah, right. Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Hey, yo, a lot of people was I wouldn't say they was hating on me, but they were I was all Astros out in LA with y'all.
No question. You should have been.
You know what I'm saying? And I told Mickey, I was like, yo, after this, I'm gonna go to Dodger Stadium and take some pictures with my Astros gear. She was like, you a little too petty right now. But I was just in that moment, man. I was like, I'm going to LA. I'm bringing my Astros gear. And you said something to me as you were shaking everybody's hands, you were like, yo, they needed that. The city of Houston needed that. Can you tell me a little bit about, because I know that was a loaded statement. Because honestly, well, let me back up before you answer that, E. Here's my thing. On pure talent alone, both teams were extremely talented. Like, I can't knock it. But I think after Harvey, man, the Astros had something a little bit more to fight for. They had a stronger why that elevated them to the next level, man. So can you like kind of jump in on that a little bit? What did you mean when you was like, hey, yo, Houston needed that?
Yeah, I'm saying the city needed to win, bruh. It's so funny, too, because I remember when New Orleans went through the same thing, and then the Saints turned around and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Man, see? Yeah.
So we always talk about this why, but it's real. It's real, man. And I think Houston got hit in a way that I think it shocked the whole world. I mean, even though New Orleans was a shock, we knew based on the structure of the city that the potential was there. We just didn't know, if and when. But I think Houston, it threw us all off. Like, this is unbelievable. And then, of course, we're so connected to Houston with you. We work for the University of Houston football, basketball, the whole school for so long, Texas Southern. We have a great relationship with Mike Davis, the coach at Texas Southern. We've been to games there.
Yeah.
Quiet as kept. My father, who raised me, graduated from Texas Southern, played basketball, coached there. Wow. So man, we got a lot of ties in the city. So it was just like, yo, this is crazy. How could this happen? And so I think
we didn't even think, honestly, we done had some hurricanes before, and a lot of us
nothing
were just
like that though, man.
Nah, it's gonna be some rain. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us stayed,
Yeah.
didn't evacuate. So you're right.
I'm talking about some rain, 17 days.
Come on.
Of constant rain. And I'm so stupid. I'm thinking, yo, level 5 is like, okay, that's terrible. And the level 1 or 2, we good. And come to find out that really the 1 and 2 is worse because there's steady rain. I didn't know. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, so it's going down. It's recorded now. Okay, we're at 5. Okay, we're at 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then, I realized after 17 days of that constant rain, I'm saying, yo, I was ignorant. So I think it lasted such a long time. You didn't get the support that the city thought it was going to get, and so when it happened, man, I just was like, yo, I could just see the Astros using that as fuel for the fire,
man.
Fuel for the fire. And am I correct? It did go 7, right?
Yeah, it went to game 7.
Went to game 7.
Game 7.
And I think they were down at one point.
Yeah, Carl, you're right, man. It was like back and forth. Like all the games were really close except for one.
I'm talking about back and forth.
And I think, and here's the crazy part. They won it in L.A. And I really believe that they felt like, hey, we cannot come back to Houston without this trophy.
And they didn't.
No.
They did, and they did it in remarkable fashion. Like that last one, they pulled away. You know what I'm saying? It was close, but then they pulled away. They pulled away, and they kept they kept that score. They kept that gap between them and LA. And like you said, both teams were phenomenal teams. So I just felt like they needed it, man. And I think sometimes in life, when you want something, you may or may not get it. But when you get to the point, man, where it's like, yo, I need this.
Yeah.
And this is why I need it. It just seems like, and of course, people say the universe, God, but people say the universe. And I understand what people mean by that, but I mean resources just come out of nowhere,
right?
To support you, and I look at what we're doing with school days right now,
man.
And for real, man, I'm gonna be honest. This is the most traction we've gotten this fast. We've never gotten this. It took forever with the Guru story. That thing that was like 17 years. It was slow rain. You know what I'm saying? So that was slow and steady. But this school days, I feel like we're not doing it for us. We're doing it for them, and as a result, it's blowing up.
It's fire. I got a family full of educators and teachers, and it's the kind of stuff that, especially here in Houston, man, our school system, I see it on our teachers' faces, man. They're discouraged and they don't want to teach. It seems like the kids are getting worse, or the system and this and that. So what y'all are doing, man, is definitely necessary, is needed. I had the privilege of hanging out with y'all in Austin, man, and y'all just came in there to speak, for a little bit. I'm seeing it even in schools that you're not physically at because of the videos that you're dropping, and like you said, man, when you give, ultimately, when you reap what you sow.
Yeah, it's the truth, bro. I promise you. And here's the deal. This is what's so scary. A lot of compound interest. A lot of what we've done that we didn't necessarily see in 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
People are pouring blessings. Man, I had a teacher come up to me today from Sexton, a younger white female. She was pregnant. She came and hugged me, man. She had this look on her face. First of all, I didn't know what she was doing, because we do it so much, we're not paying attention.
Right.
Or she's a teacher. She came up and gave me a hug, and she said, "Thank you for what you're doing at this school." And I was like, wow. Like, it threw me back, that here was a person so, so pleased with the work that we was doing, that it was just, yeah, man. So we starting to repeat. I mean, I got a card from Starbucks the other day. I think it was for school days, because they had school days on it, where Starbucks literally sent a card to give to a teacher for free coffee.
Yeah. And I heard the little clip at the end too. He was like, "Get him a Starbucks card, get him a Chipotle card, something to." And my wife is really
Starbucks
good
came
about
through.
that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, my wife is super good about that. Like, she'll get folks gifts and little trinkets just to like be thoughtful. She's far from the kind of person that'll, if something goes down, she's like, "All right, well, just let us know if you need anything," because ain't nobody gonna tell you what they need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She just go and get it. She go get flowers.
I know a few people that will tell you what they need, but I understand what you mean by that. I get it.
Yeah, it's a few of them out there. That's real. That's real, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna drop a bomb on you real quick. Tell me a little bit about verbal masturbation.
Oh Lord!
Me and Karl was looking at each other.
Last of it.
Hey, can we just take the clip, Karl? Let's do this, because I'm not comfortable with the concept.
Yeah.
Karl, if we could just,
Karl,
if
you
you
cool?
could send him the clip.
Can we
and
just
let
segue?
Can we do that, Karl?
Yep.
So we'll send you the clip,
and
you insert that clip wherever you want to insert that clip.
We gonna insert that clip. We gonna be right back. Let you take a look, take a listen, and come right back.
Some of you talk so much that it's verbal masturbation. And what happens is you getting yourself off. And so because you get yourself off, you ain't got to do the real work. You just got off on yourself talking. So when you finished talking, it was verbal masturbation. But when you finished, it was like you know what I'm saying? It was just like you did something. You walked away satisfied, like, that was a great conversation. I'm just being real. You talked about it, you was talking deep and talking great, and you walked away feeling like you did something. Bank account's still the same, but you talked about it. Verbal masturbation. No disrespect, you wasted your seed. Ain't nothing coming from your talking, nothing. Kids don't eat from great ideas. Your wife ain't happy off no great ideas. You can't buy no car off great idea. So do yourself a favor, stop talking, because guess what happened? When you don't release yourself, you like, okay, I gotta get with something, but if you do it artificially, then you cool. You good for a couple weeks, whatever, you good. But when you go without, when you go without, it don't feel like you, and so you got to do whatever you got to do to get in that relationship, do whatever you got to do. And so when you verbal masturbate, when you talk about ideas like you doing it and you ain't doing it, you don't realize you killing yourself. Because you walked out feeling just like me, and I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I don't do a lot of talking. Don't call me and tell me about your ideas. Show me the money. One of my dudes, like a mentor to me, business mentor, came up, E.T., we got doing this, he got doing it. I said, look, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, and you might think I'm big time. I'm already dealing with superintendents. I'm already making money. Call me when you tell me how much you're going to pay me. I don't talk. Because you know what I learned, Josh? The more talking people do, the less chance we got of us really doing a contract. Why? Because people who not busy, they got time to talk. When you running a business and you making money, here's one conversation, and at the end of the conversation is, do you sign or don't? Josh worked for a dealership. If a man walk out and tell you, I'm gonna call you back about the car, I'm talking about slim. It's slim that he gonna buy the car. But if he buys it when he's in the store, I don't got time for this. This don't pay no bills. And do me a favor, if you 20, keep doing it. You in your 30s, shut up. You in your 40s, shut up. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, you should have seen me and Carl's face when you went into it. I was like, is he going there for real? Like,
yeah, he's gonna have to go there. It is.
Yeah.
This is a sensitive topic, and I've tried multiple ways to say it without going there, but nothing works quite like
that was real
that
clear.
analogy. Yeah.
no, you
real clear
for two reasons. You drove the point home, and you definitely had a captivated audience. Like,
Yeah.
sure.
So, but back on. You know what? This is a good one, Carl. I mean, what was your reaction? Had you ever heard that before, Carl? Or
I've heard it casually before, and then the first time publicly, I think, was in Chicago. He said it at our Take Control event, their entrepreneurship event.
Yeah,
and same concept. Like, people in the room were like, at first, like, but it's like, oh, wow, like, that is me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you consider realization hit people like, oh, wow, like, yeah, that's like, it's a different analogy, but I get it loud and clear. Like, what we're doing is we're talking. And at the end of the day, nobody's producing anything. Like, there's no result at the end of this. Like, the high is just saying that you did it or you're going to do it.
right.
And, you know, at the end of the day, it don't pay bills. You know what I'm saying? You can't feed your family with just talking about it.
Man, absolutely.
But it sure feel good.
Yeah, don't it though? Don't you feel good?
It sure feel good to talk
After
about
you-
it, apparently.
But you empty though after you done. You ain't got nothing left. Anyway, you know, speaking of that, from a speaker standpoint, I learned a valuable lesson from Betty White. I try to learn from everywhere.
Yeah, no, Betty is she is at the top of her, you know what I'm saying? She's one of the
been
top of
around
her
for a
profession.
long
I'm talking about a
time.
long time.
Come on. So what she said was that, because I think she was on SNL or something, and she was talking about her stand up and her comedy. Oh, they were talking about explicit content, and they were like, "Do you ever curse, or do you ever talk about things that are raw?" And she said, "Well, you know, I kind of judge it based on the reaction." She's like, if I throw in a curse word, it's only, you know, because I know it's going to. I have to weigh it against how effective it's going to be used with this particular audience. I'm not just out here like cursing or talking about explicit stuff.
Right.
Like in the example of the verbal masturbation. Yeah, it's out there, but I'm sure you had to weigh it against, okay, is this an appropriate moment? Is it going to help me drive this message home? And honestly, from somebody who wasn't just there, but was also working it, man, you had my attention. So it worked. It worked.
No doubt.
You know, Dave, in his book, David Shands, he says that no success comes without sacrifice. What's one of the biggest sacrifices you've had to make in order to get to where you are today?
I mean, I'd say, you know, displeasing my wife and kids, you know.
Yeah.
Not, you know what I'm saying, not, you know, either missing a major event, you know, or, you know, just not being at home.
Wow.
You know, so time, you know, quality time with, you know, my family. And I think what makes it so difficult is we love what we do. You know what I'm saying? So it's easier to cut something off when you don't care for it, you know, but when you love your work just as much as you love your family, of course, it's a different love, you know, but when you love your work and your family to, you know, to that same extent, which is why we do it on such a high level, because you couldn't do what we do on a high level if you didn't care for it.
Man.
You know, finding that dichotomy could be a challenge, man.
Right. No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. There's definitely some sacrifice that takes place to get to where you want to go. Well, speaking of that, man, because we didn't drop the family bomb a whole bunch. I just got to know, man, because like I said, I got 4 kids. I love my wife. But at the crib, at the house, whose nerves do you get on the most?
Oh, I'm saying they don't live here no more. But it would have to be my son.
Straight up.
When they all lived here,
Yeah,
it would have to be my son because, that was the person that I probably was the least accommodating. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to get on her nerves. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it
trying
steady.
not to get on her nerves, but your son,
Yeah,
like, I'm going to get on your nerves.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I try to keep a steady, disposition. You know what I'm saying? With my daughter, I try to keep it steady. But with my son, I wasn't trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, I have to prepare you for manhood. So I'm not really concerned about our relationship like that. Whereas with my daughter, I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you going to be married one day? I don't know that me doing what I did or didn't do what I was doing, it was going to help her with her marriage. I'm not sure she's going to get married, but I was a lot more considerate and thoughtful of her feelings and my wife's feelings. I don't know if I ever did that with my son.
Wow. Yeah, I can always just envision you just pulling the covers off of him at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, no question.
Surgeon at arms, boot camp
I'm just going to say this. I was so focused on 3:00 myself getting up.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't have time to be getting on nobody else. But I would say I was one of those kind of dads that, no, I wasn't a sergeant at arms, but I will say this. Once you did something you weren't supposed to do, then I was definitely sergeant at arms. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wasn't like over you. Let me see your homework, whatever. But once you screw up, I'm pretty much like, let me get to the keys to your life. You know what I'm saying? Give me the keys to your life and let me go ahead and take control here. Yeah.
What about at the office, Carl? Does E get on anybody's nerves at the office with the crew?
So we have again.
I had to ask Carl. I had to ask Carl this one.
Yeah, I'm
we
just saying we don't have
good.
an office.
We don't work like that in an office setting like that. But again, back to the animal assessment, like we got a group of people that are detail oriented.
Yeah.
And that's the group that he will get on their nerves the most because he's moving 100 miles per hour all day, every day.
Yo.
And they need to figure out how, when, how we getting there, what time, where we going to stay, what time the event start. And
you
he's
mean
like,
LA?
I don't know, let's just go.
You mean to
And
tell
that,
me LA?
Yeah, that has been a struggle. But
Right.
we're aware now, so we're doing what we need to correct it.
I don't know that awareness always.
Hey, we're addressing it. Let's put it that way. We're addressing it at least now.
I promise you, I don't know if that does anything. Yeah.
So what you saying is LA ain't the only place where he drop a last minute slideshow on you.
Oh no, let me just put it this way. That's so normal now that it's weird if he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
I was telling Dave, I was laughing because you sent the video like you was speaking.
Oh.
You were already speaking on the stage and was like, yo, can I get this slide? And I'm like, no doubt. I don't know how or where it is, but we're going to figure out how to get it there. But Dave.
I think that was the day. I've never done that in a presentation before.
Yeah.
But I figure it's time to go to that next level. You know
what I'm saying?
I'm sitting in the room like, I should have asked Karl because I don't even know if we had anybody there for BU. I don't even know if we pushed BU, did we?
Not
like
there,
so we didn't push it.
It was in the presentations. Like George referenced it, Willie referenced it, but we didn't y'all need to join BU legitimately. Yeah.
I'm saying we didn't do no sign up though.
No.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So, not like that. Yeah.
I have no way of knowing if it worked or not.
Well, here's what I'll do for you. I'll go check the numbers that day and see what we got around that time.
But that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to, use that video to push the numbers, but then CJ wasn't there or Josh. And those are our gorillas,
the closers.
Yeah, but don't worry, we gonna push BU hard. Like I said, every week on the podcast and the radio show, man, we're definitely encouraging folks to get on that BU.
H-Town, stand up.
Yeah. Speaking of which, can I do one of them CJ segues into the Breathe You? Carl, you want to tell us about Breathe You, man?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, so if y'all paying attention. We just dropped a video on Instagram a few days ago that literally just said, don't even buy it now. You want to wait a couple of days. This Black Friday, y'all, I'm talking about this probably the lowest prices we've ever taken BU And not to be funny, man, we want people to be in the program. Like, we have a community that's out of this world. So we got all the TGIM fans. Y'all like the videos. Y'all like all that content. We got probably like 500 plus videos in there.
Yep.
And we're continually adding. So if you're looking for content, like, I don't know what else to tell you. It's more than enough for you. You got at least a year's worth of content in there that you probably won't even cover in a year. But it's there. But here's the piece that I'm pushing, man, from city to city. And we did not, I'm being 100% transparent. We couldn't even plan this. We got from city to city, like little pockets and communities are forming, man. They're meeting up on their own. They're going to restaurants, eating. I'm talking about people exchanging information to the point now where people are business partners. We got a young lady from Canada. She just hooked up. Where's Stevie from? I'm not even sure.
From Nashville, Murfreesboro.
Yeah, so we got people from, I'm talking about different countries connecting now, forming businesses together. I'm telling y'all, the community is so strong. The mistake that you would make is to say that you need something in that community, and I promise you can't, it's about to get bananas. So I'm saying that's the part, like, while we specialize in content, y'all know that we keep pushing the videos, that kind of stuff. The community has gotten to a level, man, that it's just like, wow, beyond what we could imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody looking out, everybody helping each other. And that's just that's the goal of this thing, man. We live in a world that's just, everything is about division. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Race, it's about gender, it's about, all that. And we just sick of it, to be real. So we doing something about it. And we trying to get people like, in a nutshell, Breathe University is a group of people that are trying to get better every day. If I could summarize it, that's what it is. So if that sounds like something that you interested in and you listening, I'm talking about, you know where to find us, breatheuniversity.com, man. Like, it ain't got to be deep. If you're looking to get better in any capacity, your health, man, we brought in Sean Stevenson. Sean is a beast when it comes. We dealing with gurus. You talking about sales. We got Josh. We got both Josh Letsis and Josh Hatch, who run businesses. John Elway Chevrolet. Josh is a partner with John Elway, the Chevy dealer over there. Like, I'm talking about dudes that are doing it. These dudes are like regular people in Breeze University on all our weekly calls. They in the Facebook group. You can ask them questions. You know what I'm saying? We got Rob locking down the financial market. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's telling you how to invest. You can ask him anything he's done. Like, he's worked with celebrities, helping them, move, invest their money, that kind of stuff. So just being real, man, we're trying to create a community that anything you're looking for, we got it. Yeah. Bottom line, one stop. We're the Walmart for growth and development. That's what we're doing.
You got it. You want it?
Yeah, Costco.
We got it.
Costco. Yep, whatever you need, we got it. And we got it in bulk for you.
And we got CJ. Don't forget CJ. We have a heart attack if you didn't mention.
Oh my goodness, CJ doing the branding, like literally, our brand because of CJ.
Yeah.
So CJ is in there doing a weekly call every Thursday. CJ is on the call, and we're doing branding exercises, like teaching people some of the things that we joke and say, like, it took us 10 years to learn. It should take you 2. You know what I mean? We're sharing the things that we went through, all the mistakes we made, all the thoughts we had when we were doing this, and why it worked or why it didn't work. You're getting that thing live and direct, man. So. Yeah, anything you need, I promise, we got it.
Man, let me tell y'all something, man. It's so real. Like, the videos are so dope that you see on YouTube, but the Breathe You community is so real. I mean, just me personally, man, I was able to go from, not to steal the slogan from David Shands, but I was able to go from employee to employer. And I credit y'all so much for that, man, because I was able to shift my mindset from making $20,000, $30,000 a year to now, operating a business that generates over $250,000 a year in less than a year. I was able to do that in less than 1 year. Wow. And of course it wasn't just me, I had the support of my village, but the content that y'all are producing, I told Karl this the other day, but I have to personally thank you guys for doing what you do. Because there were many days where I wanted to throw in the towel, or it was, it's so funny because as a DJ, I would, people would ask, "Hey, what do you do?" I'd be like, "Oh, I'm a DJ," and they'll be like, "Well, what's your real job?" I'd be like, "Look, I'm really a DJ, and I really make more money than you."
Yeah, right. And I really make more money than you.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but the content, like everybody out there listening, let me tell y'all something. Yes, the content is great, but being in that community around of people that will hold you accountable, like when you're around other successful people, like you don't want to go back. You wake up in the morning and you wake up in the morning, you're gonna get that call, or you're gonna join in on that call, and you don't want to slack up. So man, my hat's off to you, gentlemen, for everything that y'all do, because y'all.
Hey, my slogan for 2018, and just being real, as I look at who we were and try to break it down in a few words, you're not alone.
Huh.
And there's so many people who are trying to do it on their own. Business, marriage, whatever it is. Again, it could be a business you're trying to do alone and you're wondering why, you haven't reached a certain level, a certain height. Marriage, you're trying to do it alone. Relationships, parenting, you're trying to do it alone. Turn your health around, you're trying to do it alone. And I'm just being real. The thing that makes this community so powerful is that nobody has to go alone.
Man.
That everybody is covered. Imagine, you're in a gunfight and you're running from one spot to the next and you're going up against all kind of challenges and you don't have somebody covering you. Now imagine 3,000 people covering you while you're running from location to location, spot to spot. You got 3,000 people covering you. It makes it that much easier to get from one space to another. So just think that through. We're not saying that we're going to do it for you.
Right.
We're not saying that. But what we are saying is that you are not alone.
And it gives you that confidence, man. I can't tell you, there were many days where I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, even to this day. And I'm just like, man, it is accomplishable. Yeah, it may seem impossible, but I was like, if E could do it, if Karl could do it, if CJ could do it, I was like, I could do it too. And man, and I was debating on whether or not I wanted to go here or not, but right before we left for LA, I had hit this wall, and I had kind of broke down, man, with me and my wife. But you said something on the podcast, and you didn't even say anything. You read straight out of Isaiah 43, and that joint there, really gave me what I needed to basically see it to the finish line, man. And just like you said, not being alone. Like when you walk through the waters, he said he'll be with you. You walk through the flame, you're not going to get burnt. So speaking of that, man, I wasn't even going to ask you this, but what's it like being a pastor? Because everybody knows E.T., the public speaker, the number one motivational speaker in the world. I want to know what E.T., the pastor, is like, and what's that like?
I enjoy it, man. To me, it's an extension of everything else. I wouldn't say that is different than motivational speaking, but I enjoy shepherding. I enjoy being responsible. A lot of people, man, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. But a lot of people shy away from responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Most people would rather just take care of themselves and, take care of their families. And like I said, trust me, I understand it's a lot of weight, but I enjoy, taking the hits. It's almost like a coach, a sparring partner. You know what I'm saying? You taking hits when you try to tell people, look at your life in a way you've never looked at it before. You know what I'm saying? I challenge you to, make more money. I challenge you to be a better spouse. I challenge you to, you know what I'm saying? It's easier not to challenge people. It's easier to let people be. I just let you do what you want to do when you want to do it. So I really do enjoy shepherding. I enjoy supporting people. I wouldn't consider myself I'm not a gorilla. So I'm not the person that's, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm intrusive in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Some people are overt. I'm a little bit more covert in my, approach. But at the same time, I'm still helping guide people along the way. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I got your hand and I'm side by side pulling you versus somebody who's behind you pushing you.
Wow.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being pushed. I'm just saying I enjoy, that process of helping people to discover, helping people to unpack, and like I said, being able to be there financially, being able to be there, in terms of wisdom. I've gone before you, and I'm coming back and sharing. So I like it, man. I like it. It requires you to be on your feet, man. You have to change if you're you can't ask people. Don't follow people that they don't think, are progressive and growing and moving and shaking. People want to follow people who they feel like, oh, okay, yeah, this person they doing it. So it requires that I'm on my feet, that I'm constantly growing, that I'm changing, and like I said, it is so much easier to play the blame game. I did it forever. So I'm not tripping on the blame game. I did it forever. So easy to throw people under the bus. Like I've been there, done that, but to finally get to this place where it's like, yo, I'm going to be responsible. Like the Success Series, like I try to be there every Tuesday. And when I'm not, it's a gig that I couldn't switch. And to be able to be there for those kids, I do the thing at the school when I'm home, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And it's to be there for that hour and a half, 2 hours. You see them like now coming and hug you. They may shake my hand 3 times between 6:45 and 7:30 when they go to class. And just being able to be there for them, knowing that their mom or dad might not be there. I enjoy the responsibility. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I have a blueprint and it's the easiest thing in the world.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I go to bed satisfied and I wake up in the morning looking to get to them and help them, in some type of way.
Man. Well, you're definitely doing it. Man, I got one last joint for you. But before I go there, man, I just want you to know my twin boys, my 1-year-old twin boys, are like your biggest fans. They could be wilding out. They could be wilding out in the house, running around, and I'll drop the podcast on, or I'll drop a TGIM, and they get quiet. Like literally, I sent Karl a video of it one day, but they will stop what they're doing and get glued. I don't know if it's because of how loud you are in the videos.
I think that's what it is.
Might be something to
I think
it.
that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's the content.
Hey, but they getting it though. They getting that content early. But man, one last thing, E. You got one last speech on let's say you know it. Like this your last speech, maybe. I'm not going to throw out any scenarios or whatever the case may be, but let's just say this is your last speech, your last message, your last talk. What would it be?
Yeah, I want people to know, first of all, my last speech is not that I love you, but I feel like if you're going to move people in a certain direction, they have to know that it's coming from a place that you genuinely care about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing this for self or self-interest. So we would start with that this, I love you, and this comes from a very pure place.
Yeah.
But my last message would be, hey, you only live once, man. No regrets, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, no regrets. Like, don't give me that I could have, should have. You on the fence. Like, yo, this is it, man. You only get one life. I was with my wife, just the other day. And it was so funny because when it comes to spending money on herself, she's kind of, I don't know, she becomes like a indecisive person. You know what I'm saying? Any other thing, she's shooting the gun. Like, let's bop, bop, bop.
Yeah.
But when it comes to taking care of herself, like she'll buy somebody something and she won't even look at the price tag. But when it comes to, doing for herself, sometimes 90% of the time, she's kind of like whatever. And, my message to her was like, yo, you only live once.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you only live once. If this is something that you want, go for it. You know what I'm saying? And so that would be my message, man, that life has so much to offer. And so many of us waste so much time looking at the menu, bruh. It's like, bruh. I laugh because when I go to the restaurant, when I go to the restaurant, I might be strange, but I already know what I want. Like, I'm not going to a restaurant like, do I want pork? Do I want beef? Do I want chicken? Like, I go to the restaurant knowing, like,
Yo, you already had to probably wait to get seated. I don't want to wait.
Yeah, no questions asked. I definitely know. And then she try and play those water games so she can stall another 10, 15 minutes, But I would say to people, when my wife and I go out and we're enjoying ourselves, for real, like I said, we're dealing with this health thing, so we have to be cautious. We're older. Metabolism is a little funny. My wife's on medication, so, that affects the body somewhat. But, bro, I get an appetizer. Like, if I have my way, especially if the crew is out, I'm promising you, I'm getting the tamale cakes. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the appetizer, the avocado wraps. I'm getting a salad. I'm getting the main entree. And if I have my way, I'm getting the pecan chocolate chip warm cookies from Grand Lux, and I'm asking for ice cream with that joint.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I want a toothpick on the way out.
Come on.
I'm just saying, like, it's so funny when we go to restaurants, we order, we order, a few things off the menu, but in life, we playing these games.
Man.
Like, okay, let me see the menu. All right, okay, take it back. All right, look, can I see the menu again? And notice in the real world that a waitress gonna take that menu from you. They're like, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to be going back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, give me that. Once you order, they taking it. And so my thing would just be like, yo, why don't we order an appetizer in life?
Yeah.
Why don't we order an entree? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we order a dessert? You know what I'm saying? And then why don't we take something to go? And so for me, it just would be like, bro, you live one time. There is nothing you can't order off the menu. You were the one that limited yourself. Ooh. You were the one that said, because for real, they'll tell you, I'll go somewhere and I'm like, yo, I don't see what I want on the, I don't even look at the menu. I tell you this what I want. They'll say, oh, we don't have that. Is there a chef in the back? Does my man know how to cook?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, does he know how to cook? Does he have noodles in the back?
While you playing, that happened to me. We were in Costa Rica and we had the whole resort to ourselves. I don't know how it worked out, but it worked out awesome. Like 10-year wedding anniversary. Huge. We got like nobody else showed up but us. So the chef was like, what you want? And I was like, well, hey, what's your favorite thing to cook? Like, he was like, he took the menu from me. He's like, you don't want nothing on this. I'm finna go to the back and I'm finna hook you up. And he's like, what do you like? I was like, I like steak and shrimp. And man, he came back and I'm talking about like artistic cuisine. He hooked it up. So, man.
Yeah, so that's me, man. You serve a God that can make you whatever you want. Why you on that? You know what I'm saying? Why you looking at?
So y'all gonna go to church now. Y'all don't want to give me a warning?
Above and beyond.
You know what I'm saying,
immeasurably.
He can make whatever he want to make, and you going with the spaghetti just because you feeling like I might be asking him for too much. I'm like, I ain't on that. I'm like, God, I want this, I want this, I want that. CJ said something crazy the other day. We had just left the furniture store. We were at the Cheesecake Factory, and CJ was just saying to Didi, okay, I'm proud of you that you bought the furniture, and you tripping a little bit because it don't really go to this house. It's for your next house. And so in my mind, I was like, you know what, God, I looked at a house in California that I really liked, and I'm not going to lie to you, when my daughter decided not to go to Cali but to stay here in Michigan, or when I decided for her, I shouldn't say that. Once again, I took the key.
Yeah,
because,
there you go.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, once again, I was like, I'm going to have to get the key from you because you're not really sure, which way you want to go. And it was kind of like, oh, well, we're not moving to Cali. So I stopped really looking for homes. Like, okay, we're not moving to Cali. And when C said that the other day, it was like, yo, E, come on, get back at it. Put Didi on a plane, go to different cities, go look at homes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to wait until Jada graduates and you're going to move. Wow. Why not have fun and travel the world and go see houses now?
Yeah.
But somebody who's like, has made me believe you don't go look for a house until you know exactly what city, exactly what neighborhood. And I'm like, nope, bump that. Let's just go get on a plane and let's go. Yeah. Jagged Edge said, we ain't getting no younger.
Might as well do it.
Yeah, we ain't getting no younger, bro, so let's go see the world.
Now, you should have seen Willie Moe when I dropped that joint. I don't know if you was in the building when I had dropped that track, and he looked like
you dropped the Jagged Edge track?
I did. He sure did.
I didn't even hear it. Did you hear it?
Because he was talking about.
I didn't even hear it.
He was talking about marriage, so I was just playing with him. I dropped it, and he almost went like I thought he was about to start singing. Like he was like, Dave, you done brought me back to my R&B days.
He can't sing. So.
Yeah. So, man, guys, I appreciate y'all so much for hanging out with me. I mean, it's so much stuff that we just talked about, man. But Karl, y'all are amazing. Definitely.
Thank you.
Send my regards to C. Can't wait to the next conference.
Something.
Karl, hit me up. Let me know. Let me know.
We'll let you know for sure.
Hey, it's the cruise for Nato, man. It's the cruise.
Yeah.
Hey, and let me just say this, Dave, because I don't know if I ever said this to you publicly. Like, you made sure, like you operated with a level of excellence, because you weren't the first, like DJing crew, like AV crew that we used. We used a couple other crews, and there were other people I was like, man, almost. But I'm telling you, when we left Houston, the conversation was, I need to have Dave with me. Like, bottom line, I don't know what it looks like, but this is the best production we've ever done from an AV standpoint. And we cannot go backward from this point. So I just want to thank you, man, for operating on, on that level and keeping that level of excellence, man, and adding value to what we do. Because, again, he could scream all he want. If we got static in the microphones or, the slides ain't working, the projector, like that stuff seem unimportant. People ain't thinking about that, but all that stuff goes into it, man. So I just want you to know I appreciate you and what you bring to the table, too,
man. It's love. My job is to make y'all sound good and look good and to make sure Carl's not running around stressed.
No, the looking good part gonna be hard for you with me, but at least you're making me sound good,
man.
Bro. I'll
You know
take
what?
that.
When you remember when the AC thing thermostat broke in the middle of E's speech, he gonna turn around
right in the middle.
He was like, "Hey Dave, do I need to get back on the stage?" Everybody want to blame the sound guy. Like something go wrong. Even Toby.
I didn't know,
Even
Dave.
Toby.
I thought I was out of order. I'm like, shoot, I didn't the monitors. I didn't went between the monitors. Dave didn't tell me I couldn't get off stage. So I just want to be obedient.
When you rocking
Dave.
with me, you can do whatever you want to do, man. I got you.
Okay, good.
I love it.
I appreciate that.
I love it. Now, be careful with how much leeway you give him. Though that could get ugly.
And tell my wife you said that too. I want to see if she can incorporate that into her 2018.
No, you can
motto.
do whatever she allows us to do. I'm not. I ain't getting into that one.
Smart man.
So man, guys, thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you,
y'all
man.
make me
Yeah,
better,
thanks,
and I'm sure there's millions more out there that would say the same. So with that being said, special thank you to our guest today, the world-renowned #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas, and of course, my man, Mr. Do-It-All himself, Karl Phillips. Make sure you go check out Breathe University so you can get your game up, get your grind up. That's right, breatheuniversity.com, or you can check it out on etinspires.com. Definitely want to get down and be a part. It's amazing. So Breathe University. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you've been rocking with Dave, the DJ, here on Metamorphosis, the power to change. Let's get up, go out, and let's get it.
You are now tuned in to Metamorphosis. The power to change. Your source for inspiration, motivation, transformation, and change. Let's get it.